Good morning, students. This is chapter number 9, Soil. In this chapter, we are going to study about how soil teeming with life, what is soil profile, types of soil, and some properties of soil. So, let's begin. This we all know that soil is one of the basic necessity for our plants. Without soil, plants cannot grow. So it is very important natural resource. It provides water and nutrients to plants, and it is also home of many organisms. It is very much essential for agriculture, and hence soil plays an inseparable part in our life. Now let's move towards the soil profile. Basically, soil profile is a study of different layers of soil. A vertical section through different layers of soil is called soil profile. Soil is composed of distinct layers. This we all know that it has many layers. So a vertical section through different layers of soil is called soil profile. Now in soil profile, first term comes is humus. Basically humus is nothing but rotting dead matter in the soil. The dead matter from leaves of plants, the dead matter from plants, for example leaves, some rotten fruits, organic matter, these things constitute humus. Now here you can see on the screen one more term is given, that is weathering. Basically weathering helps in the formation of soil. Soil is formed by the breaking down of rocks by the action of wind, water and climate, and this process is called weathering. So basically through weathering only soil forms. If we'll move now, let's move towards the topic of soil profile. So in soil profile we are basically going to study about different layers of soil. So let's study one by one about them. The first layer is a horizon that you can see on the screen. A horizon is basically dark in color, rich in humus, and make the soil fertile, and it also provides nutrients to the growing plants. Second point is that it is soft, not very soft, but yes, it is soft, porous, and can retain more water. That is why it is also known as topsoil, because it is the upper layer of the soil, and this is the reason it is also known as topsoil. And topsoil provides shelter to many living organisms. Next horizon is B horizon. This is the next layer of soil profile. This is less humus, this has more minerals, and it is harder and more compact. Third layer is the sea horizon, which is made up of small lumps and rocks. And below the sea horizon, the third layer is bedrock, which is hard, which is very difficult to dig with a spade. So this is all about the soil profile. Let's talk about the type of soil. In this chapter we are going to study about three different types of soil: sandy soil, clayey soil and the loamy one. But before going to the types of soil, let's study what is soil. Basically soil is a mixture of rock particles and humus. They both together forms the soil. Now let's move towards the type of soil. First one is the sandy soil. Basically the type of soil depends upon the type of particle proportion present in that soil. So what happens in sandy soil? Greater proportion of a big particle is present, and in clayey soil greater proportion of fine particles are present. So this is the basic difference between these two types of soil. And if we'll talk about the loamy soil, it is a mixture of sandy, clay and silt. Now the third new term which comes here is silt. Basically silt is fine sand, clay or other materials carried by running water and deposited as a sand. This is silt. This is about the types of soil. Now let's move towards the next topic, that is properties of soil. Now properties of soil, first topic which we are going to study is percolation rate of water in soil. Basically percolation rate shows that how much amount of water can this soil retains, right? So we can calculate easily the percolation rate of water through the formula, by the help of the formula, that is amount of water by percolation rate is equal to dash ml per minute. So basically what we have to do in this activity, we have to take a pipe of a fixed diameter, and then we have to dig a hole in a of a fixed of a fixed measurement in that soil. We have to place that pipe, pour some water, and start noting down the time of the absorption of water by the soil. So through this activity we can easily calculate the percolation rate of water. Next point is moisture in soil. Yes, soil has moisture. This is the second property of soil, that it contains lot of moisture, and different types of soil has different type of moisture content. It is not same that clay soil has the amount of moisture which clay soil has is not exactly same of the amount of moisture with sandy soil, right? So every type of soil has different types of moistures. Next point is absorption of water by soil. So this we can to find out the absorption rate. We can perform an activity. You can see in figure 9.1 that we can take a beaker, उसके ऊपर we'll place a funnel, then we'll place some filter paper over the mouth of that funnel, and put a fixed amount of soil in that filter paper. Then what we do, we take a fixed amount of water. Suppose we are taking 10 ml of water. From that 10 ml we start taking water with the help of dropper and spreading all over the surface of that soil. When the beaker starts, the droplet starts coming out of the mouth of that beaker, we should stop adding water to the soil. Then after some time, when the droplets stop, there we can measure the distance, there we can calculate the exact percentage of water absorbed. Now in calculation, what are the necessary points? That initial volume of water in the measuring cylinder, we have taken 10 ml of water, that will be initial volume of the water. Second is final volume of water in the measuring cylinder. This final volume will be after the usage of water. So if we have used 5 ml of water, so the remaining will be 5 in that beaker. If 5 is used, the remaining water will be 5 ml only. So to find out the volume of water absorbed by the soil, we'll minus the initial value to the final one, and we'll get the answer of the volume of water absorbed by the soil. And after that we'll apply the formula, that is percentage of water absorbed, U minus V divided by 50. Here 50 it is written because we took 50 gram of soil. If you will take 100 grams of soil, then you will write 100 grams and we'll multiply it with 100. So this is how we can get easily the percentage of water absorbed. Last topic of this chapter is soil and crops. In this topic, you'll understand what type of crops are appropriate to grow in what type of soil. Basically, soil is affected by wind, rainfall, temperature. These are all natural climatic conditions, right? So if soil is affected by these climatic conditions, it is very much obvious that soil profile also gets affected with all these natural climatic conditions. So different types of soils also grow different types of crops also, like clay and loamy soils are good for growing cereals and wheat, and for paddy, soil rich in clay and organic matter is ideal, and for growing lentils and pulses, loamy soil is required. Why loamy soil is required? Because Loamy soil drains water easily, which are very much good for growing lentils and other things, other crops. Now, crops such as wheat are grown in the fine clay soils because they are rich in humus. Clay soils are rich in humus and they are more fertile. So that is why wheat can be easily grown in clay soil. So this is all about this chapter, students. I hope you all have understood the chapter, and you can easily understand I hope you all can now easily understand the concept of soil profile, what types of soils are present, how they are important for the plants, and what type of plants and what type of crops grows in which type of soil. So this much is it for this video. Thank you, class.